Morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great week. Out in the garage today, just want to do a little tire talk. And what we're going to talk about is tire wear, and does static balancing affect tire wear over using some type of balance bead? I don't know. This is just a discussion. By no means am I a tire expert. I'm just learning by observation, and I'm continuously learning. What I got here is a set of Shinko 805s. And these are on a buddy of mine's. It's either a 2017 or a 2018 Africa Twin DCT. And man, has he really got a lot of wear on these tires. I know a lot, I kind of know a lot of the history or the use behind these tires because I mounted these tires in 2022 before we did our trip out to Moab. And he went with Shinko 805s, heavy duty tubes, and Dyna beads. 1 ounce in the front Dyna beads, 2 ounce in the rear. And I talked to him the other day, and we was kind of just trying to figure out about how many miles is on these tires. And I know a round trip out to Moab from Ohio was like 4,000 miles. I know we rode to West Virginia, Hillbilly Hot Dogs, that I've personally rode with him. He's rode it to Florida, multiple trips to Kentucky. Me and him rode the Blue Ridge Parkway in either the fall of 22 or the fall of 23. And man, has he got some great use out of these tires. The front tire is, it still could be used. It's worn down, but there's a little life left in it. But the rear currently has a leak in it. So we're going to see what caused that. But the rear here, he's got his use out of it. And he uses his bike. He rides the BDR, so these tires has been used on-road, off-road. I mean, they've really been used, and he uses his adventure bike for what it was built for, and that's an adventure. So when mounting these, when I mounted up these Shinko 805s back in 22, and that's the first, on that trip, I did my first iron butt. We rode 1,000 miles out to Denver, and going across Kansas, he had no complaints at all. He said the bike was perfectly smooth with 1 ounce Dyna bead in the front, 2 ounce in the rear. I removed all the static weights off this when I did it, and at the time I did have the front tire checked before I took it back to him on a regular tire balancer. With 1 ounce, it tested 0. It required 0 weights. So, and I didn't check the rear. I checked the front, but he had no complaints of the ride and performance with the Dyna beads with in a tube application. So what we're going to do, he's got new Shinko tires here. You know, he went back with Shinkos again because I'm assuming he likes the use out here, really likes the performance of the tire, and you know, whether it's on road or off road. And again, I'm not a tire. We're just discussing tires, and I ain't no expert, but I'm continuously learning. So what we're going to do, we're going to install these tires with new tubes in the same amount of weight. We're going to go 1 ounce in the front, 2 ounce in the rear, new heavy duty tubes, and we're going to open up, we're going to save the front tube because it's still good as a spare. The back one's got a hole in it, so we're going to open these tubes up and remove these Dyna beads and see how these Dyna beads held up. I'm curious myself. Some I've heard people say that they pulverize, the ceramic breaks up, turns into dust, or they erode, erode the tire a little bit. I don't know. That's why I'm curious. I want to open it up. I want to look for myself and see exactly how that Dyna bead's held up. Now I know from my personal experience, I've used Dyna beads and static balancing both. This is a Bridgestone battle axe. Dusty. This was on a Kawasaki Versus, and this battle axe was static balanced. I installed this tire new myself. This tire had about 3,400 miles on it, and every mile of 3,400 miles, the bike was loaded with camping gear. I had about 100 pounds of camping gear on there, and you know, it did chicken strip, but it did wear. The tire was, and again, in my opinion, I thought the tire was done at 3,400 miles, and this was a static balance tire, Bridgestone battle axe. I bought the same tire, another Bridgestone battle axe, installed on a bike with Dynabeads. I was about 7,000 miles on the bike with Dynabeads, and nowhere close to this kind of wear. And you know, the difference is I wasn't carrying an extra 100 pounds. Is that a big factor? I don't know. I don't know. This is just a tire discussion. I'm learning, and maybe I can learn from you, from your comments. You share it with me, because this is just my observations, and that's it. But this tire is static balance, 3,400 miles done, or wore to the point where I didn't want to ride it no more. But I bought the same Bridgestone battle axe, Dynabeads, and I got, you know, when I got rid of the bike, it had a tire about 7,000 miles. I did not get the opportunity to open that tire up and see how the Dynabeads held up. I didn't get to do that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to, you know, change these tires out for my buddy and get these new tubes and balance beads in there and open it up and see what the beads look like. This is not a video about how to change tires. There's too many videos out there for that. But I am going to be using my No More tire changer. It's a good tool. I bought it used. It's been a great tool. I think it's like a $200 tool. I found it on Facebook Marketplace, and it's great. I do have the posi locks for you, but I use the poly clamps. They work pretty good. The only tire I've ever really struggled with is a dirt bike tire with a bead lock. It was pretty hard. I boarded that one because I didn't want to break the tip on my tire tool. But other than that, you know, even car tires, these things change. But this is not about how to change tires or break them down, but just my observation, and I'm learning a little bit. Is balance beads better than static weights? I don't know. But I can tell you, and I'm sure my buddy would also repeat the same with his adventure bike, DCT, is that he got his money worth out of these Shinko 805s. Man, these have been put through the endurance. They've been long distance riding highway, touring highway. They've been used for, you know, adventure riding the BDR. They've been a diverse tire used for what they're designed for. You know, most people put these on and just run them on the street. They're just for tire for looks, but this bike gets used. And we're going to open these tires up and see what these Dynabeads look like and how they held up, and continue on with me. And once again, I'm no tire expert. I'm just doing tire discussion. But like I said, I learn from my experience, and I guess that's how I learn and retain the most, is from personal experience. Static balance tire, 3,400 miles. Balance bead tire had 7,000 miles on it. Tire still good. We'll see. We'll get this broke down and we'll continue on. Thank you for watching. we're all done with the tires. Let's open up this rear tube and see what these used Dyna beads look like. Them heavy duty tubes are tough. Let's look at these beads, see what they look like. Looks like the Dyna beads are intact. I see no chafing of the tube, no breakdown. All the beads are there. None of them, no dust, no rubber dust. Inside the tube looks good, other than a thorn hole. Everything looks good to me. I say yeah. If you think it works for you, run them. I'm gonna use them. I got them ordered for a bike I put tires on the other day. I had to do a static balance because I didn't have the weights, but I got them coming. They should be here today, and that's what I'm putting back in my bike. So, well, that's all I have to share for today. Everybody be safe and dress for the slide, not the ride. Wear your gear, your helmet. Be safe.